We are looking at how to create a mnemonic system in order to memorize the paradigm for the adjective ἀγαθός. So first we're going to pick a location. This is to keep all the paradigms straight in your mind and not get them confused. So because of this, we stash all of our visual images in a place, a location. So I'm picking the supermarket that's on the way home between my office and my house. And at that supermarket, I see Agatha Harkness. Agatha Harkness was a character in the Fantastic Four, which I read as a kid. Very memorable to me. If you know someone named Agatha, or maybe Agatha Christie could stand here, pick a visual image that works for you. Now, again, I've covered nominative singular, genitive singular, dative singular, accusative singular, nominative plural, genitive plural, dative plural, accusative plural in all my previous mnemonic videos. So I am not going to have those written out. I will verbally mention them, but you should have learned those from the previous mnemonic videos. If this is your first one that you're looking at, then go back and look at some of the previous ones, the early ones, and you'll be able to pick those up pretty quickly. Again, I'm not going to separate masculine, feminine, neutral in these. You can easily do that if you want to, just by adding the appropriate images, but it's going to get pretty cluttered. So I think it's better just to try to memorize these in sequence and know that it's going to be, just keep the sequence the same across all the paradigms you memorize: masculine, feminine, neutral, masculine, feminine, neutral, masculine, feminine, neutral. All right, so for nominative singular, we've got Norm Macdonald and Beyonce. And for the ending os, I'm going to have Ozzy Osbourne. For A, I'm just going to have a giant letter A hanging out there with Ozzy Osbourne. And they're both pressing an on button, a big computer on button that looks like an O. That reminds me of on. Genitive singular is Jennifer Lawrence with Beyonce. For oo, I'm going to have poo. And for ace, I'm going to have a giant card ace. And that giant card ace is wedged between two piles of poo. So oo, ace, oo. Ἀγαθού, ἀγαθές, ἀγαθού. For dative singular, I've got a giant date with Beyonce. For O is Oprah. And for A is a giant A with a submarine. So I'm seeing Oprah and standing on both sides of sort of the tower on a submarine as the submarine's moving. And that's going to remind me that there are subscripts on all of those. Now, if you know that it's dative, you understand how the subscripts work, so you may not need that image, but I like it. So two Oprahs on either side of a giant submarine that has the letter A on it. Accusative singular, accusing lawyer with Beyonce. And then here I've got Billy Zane, and he's pushing on buttons with both hands. So it's on, ain, on. Ain is Billy Zane, the actor. If you don't know him, maybe you can pick something else for ain, come up with something that works for you. All of these images are going to work best if you create them yourself and they're memorable and sticky to you. Nominative plural is Norm Macdonald with Pluto the Disney dog. For oi, I've got a barrel of oil. For I, I've got Isla Fisher. And she's going to be saying like she's at the dentist, because oi, I, at the dentist. Genitive plural is all own, so we've just got a toner cartridge there with Jennifer Lawrence and Pluto the Disney dog. Dative plural is a giant date with Pluto the Disney dog. Ois, ice, ois. This is Mike Tyson playing with a couple toys. You might remember this from previous paradigms. The accusative plural is an accusing lawyer with Pluto the dog. Us, as, for us, I've got a goose. And for us, I've got Ana de Armas, because Armas, or it ends with us, and she is saying like she's at the dentist. So I hope that helps you. As always, we're using visual images as the language of memory. And you can work this forwards or backwards. If you're given a blank paradigm and you know you're supposed to be doing ἀγαθός for the adjective, you say, okay, there's the supermarket, there's Agatha Harkness at the supermarket, and they're giving me accusative plural. Okay, Agatha Harkness, supermarket. Oh, it's a goose with Ana de Armas saying so I know it's ἀγαθούς, ἀγαθάς, ἀγαθά.